What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on The Flash Season 3. Now, this will be my finale video for the season finale of The Flash Season 3, Episode 23. There will be spoilers included within this video. So, let's get into The Flash Season 3 finale. So, last week's episode ended with Iris West dying with the blade of Savitar. But did this really happen? So it turned out that it was in fact H.R. Wells who died. He switched places with Iris West at the last minute without anyone knowing. We get some bullshit flashback to how he did it. He went to look for Iris West with the blade, and Killer Frost was chasing him, so he switched places. But what was interesting is when he did this, Iris West turned into H.R. Wells, but this was never explained. I mean, it was said that Cisco modified it, but yeah, it was a bit strange, bit of a bullshit kind of cop out. I mean, I really didn't like this fact because we were left last week thinking she was dead. It was dramatic. There was a big climax towards being killed. And then a week later, she's alive, and then like no one acknowledges the fact that HR's been killed. I think everyone in this episode is selfish because only really Tracy Brand was kind of gutted about it. Cisco was busy with him, and Cisco wasn't really showing anything. And also, what's interesting is surely when Iris West was killed in the form of HR, surely the technology would have changed instantly, and the same with Iris West actually being HR. But it was interesting. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of massive foreshadowing, and it really was obvious to the point where anyone could have seen it coming. So we got an emotional moment when Iris West hugged Barry Allen. So then what's interesting is Savitar told Caitlin Frost to keep Cisco alive because he's getting like a memory, and he's seeing that HR replaced Iris West, so his plan is obviously going to fail because the first step didn't happen, and now he's got to do the second step. So what's interesting is we get the kind of time vault scene, and we see that Iris West's name's still on a newspaper article, and Barry's like, I'm going to have to do things different. Snart told me that I'm always going to be the hero. So basically, Barry Allen helps Barry Allen and Waffleface Savitar, which is kind of interesting. So he meets with himself and says, I want to help you. Tells a cute little story about when he's younger, his greatest memory with his parents. So they are kind of like building up the kind of climax. But I feel like there was a lot of filler in this episode. So Tracy Brand is absolutely pissed at Savitar, and Harrison Wells Earth 2 is like, do it to honor HR. Do it to honor HR. These are good people. It's cool to see Harrison Wells Earth 2 back because he is the greatest version of Harrison Wells, in my opinion. So then we get Barry, Savitar, Waffleface say this is where we came up with the cerebral accelerator, basically something to defeat a villain, which they name drop Clifford Defoe. I mean, abracadabra, alakazam, abra, name drop Clifford Defoe in the episode where everyone thought the Savitar reveal was originally going to happen. I mean, this doesn't really mean he's the villain. I mean, just because he's been name dropped, it just means he's a future villain. Obviously, the Thinker is a very intelligent person. He's got crazy artificial intelligence, computer operations, genius level. He's a lawyer, essentially a judge. I mean, I have done another video about if they are going to do him, it'd be like something to do with a thinker cap, telekinesis, mind control. He is an OP villain. But I've done a video about this past. I may do another video about it on this channel later in the week, possibly, because it's not really the time and place to do it now. And then we get Waffleface Barry meet Iris, and he says he's sorry, and they kind of it's a really cool moment, but he's like touching the Waffleface. It just makes me cringe. And then we get an epic moment where Barry Savitar tries to blow up Star Labs with the Philosopher's Stone, and we get this awesome moment with Barry Allen and the Flash saving Iris West, and it looks so sick. That was one of the cool moments. And then after Cisco develops, well, remodifies the kind of Speed Force bazooka so it will do what Savitar wants it to do, splice himself into every timeline, so he essentially never dies. But what is interesting is, like, if we go back to the episode where Killer Frost came out, Killer Frost tried to kill Tracy under Barry Savitar's commands, and now he needed them to create Speed Force Bazooka. There's just a lot of plot holes. Now, when we get Gypsy saves his ass, and Gypsy says they're connected, which is cool, which tells us we will be seeing a lot more Gypsy in Season 4. Hyped for that. And then the Ascension happens. Savitar opens a time portal, starts running around it, and then we get my boy Black Flash is killed by Killer Frost. So technically she's a killer, but guys, you can't kill the Black Flash. It's like so is Hunter Stoneman Zoom dead? Maybe that version is, but you're never going to keep a good black speedster down. So Killer Frost freezes him, and then they kind of start the phase to splice him across the splice him across the Speed Force in every timeline. But of course, Jay Garrick pops out. My boy John Wesley shit pops out because Cisco's reprogrammed it to kind of use it as a skeleton key to get Jay Garrick out of the Speed Force. Very clever. I almost forgot that he was going to be in this episode. So then we get an awesome episode with the Flash family. We get Kid Flash, we get Jay Garrick, we get the Flash. Sadly, we didn't get Jesse Quick. I mean, but like, Savitar did say, I've got plans for you, Jesse Quick, but obviously another plot hole because these plans never came true. But it was so cool seeing them together. Awesome moment. And then what happens is Barry jumps into the Savitar suit and it turns red. It was so cool. He phases through it and absolutely destroys Savitar. It was so cool because Savitar's like, I'm going to kill you all. I know the time paradox is coming for me. But it didn't. It was savage. It was awesome. But the interesting part is, why did it go red when Barry jumped in it? I don't know. Maybe it's because he's a younger version than like Savitar Barry. Because like once Savitar Barry's out the suit, he doesn't actually have like blue, white and lightning. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like I didn't notice that. And then Barry breaks the suit. He phases out of it. So freaking awesome. And then we get an epic moment when Barry Savitar's going to go after the Flash, and Iris West shoots Barry Savitar, kind of like when Joe West shot the Rival earlier this season. Pretty cool. I mean, it is kind of similar to like something that happened in the comic books when Barry came back, and yeah, but that like the Savitar storyline in the comic books was more to do with Kid Flash. I'll overlay an image so you can kind of get the idea. I don't want to go into too much details about that, but it's so cool. Then we get the HR Wells funeral, and Iris West says that HR is her hero, sorry. But it's true because obviously HR saved her life, and he died as a hero. And then we get Killer Frost back, and she's like, I don't want to use the cure because Julian Albert came up with a cure with his mum, with Caitlin's mum, and it's cool because it's left on the kind of is she, isn't she? But she's going to be back, but in what capacity? Killer Frost is OP in the comic book. She's been in the Justice League, she's been in the Suicide Squad. So I really hope she learns to control her powers and becomes a good like redemption arc like we have in the DC comic Rebirth story arc at the moment. And then at the end we get a Speed Force Storm, which I don't know if you read comics, guys, but in DC Rebirth 2016, which went through to 2017, there was a Speed Force Storm that kind of hit Central City and maybe Keystone City. I can't remember exactly, but I know it hit Central City, and there was multiple new speedsters in Central City. Barry Allen trained him up in like Central City, like Star Labs, trained some of them up. Someone called August Hart, who worked with him as a CSI, ended up becoming like GodSpeed, and GodSpeed is his speedster. He can be in two places at once while still being the same person, but ultimately that is his weakness, and kind of in the comic books they defeated him fairly simple. I mean, it took Kid Flash and it took the Flash, so it's very interesting. I don't think like GodSpeed is going to be coming this time soon, But it would be cool. I really do like GodSpeed, but because they use I'm the God of Speed Savitar, I don't think they can do it anytime soon. Maybe season 5. It would be cool, but it's too soon. Also, the producers have said we aren't going to have a speedster villain in season 4. Bullshit. What they actually said was we aren't going to have the main villain as a speedster. So we could still have speedsters coming in, like new speedsters, but just the main like villain won't be a speedster. And then Barry goes into Speed Force with his mum because someone has to, like, not his mum, like a kind of a fake, like the fake Nora Allen that wasn't even in the bloody scene when they filmed this shot. But let's not go into that. So then like he goes into there to kind of save like kind of Central City in the world, because unless someone replaces him in the Speed Force prison, then the kind of storm will keep going and keep going. So it's a bit obvious. I mean, I really didn't think this was the strongest season finale. I loved season 3 of The Flash, but it was a bit predictable from the get-go. There was a few cool moments in this episode. I really like it. I've got some ideas about like how he's going to come out of the Speed Force. I can't see Barry Allen being stuck in the Speed Force for that long, but obviously it's in 5 months' time in October when it comes back, so there will be some time passed in the show, but not really when it comes back. There are some ways they can bring him back. Obviously, like Wally West was the Flash in the comic books for I think 10-20 years. So the Flash Rebirth, that's a way they can bring him back. Lightning rods, revert. There's I will do a video about it, but I don't want to make this video too long. There's multiple ways that they can bring Barry Allen out of the Speed Force, and let's just remember, guys, he's been in the Speed Force before. Kid Flash was in the Speed Force. Personally, I think like him going into Speed Force is such a freaking cop out. I almost feel like the writers didn't know what they were doing at kind of parts of this story, because there's so many unanswered questions, so many plot holes. I enjoyed it, but as a reviewer, I've got to be critical. I've got to kind of be honest. I'm not going to be fake and kind of not transparent with my subscribers. So that's my review, guys. I will have another Flash video out about what's possibly going to be happening in season 4, how they could possibly get him out of Speed Force, some possible ideas I've got. I will be doing videos all summer long to do with the Flash, Arrow, Legends Tomorrow, Supergirl, Injustice 2, DC Extended, any verse that pops up. I want to thank all the people who have watched my Flash videos from the start. You know, guys, I'm fighting to get it back. If it comes back, if not, I'll just keep growing this channel, as I've got lots of amazing guys who support me and girls. I love all the support, and I will catch you in my Arrow Season 5 finale video tomorrow, guys. Peace out. Goodbye. I just want to thank you guys. It means a lot to me that like you guys watch these videos. Even if only 10 people watch it, it does mean a lot to me. Anyway, guys, peace.